and welcome to this amazing platform. I am Shruti, your French trainer. Today's session, we will learn about how to form questions in French. For example, in English, we ask, "Are you okay? What is your name?" In the same way, we will use different methods and we will learn different steps in order to form questions in French. So, let's get started. Now, our first method or first way of asking question is using the process of inversion. So, let us read more about inversion. What is inversion and how do we use inversion? Now, it says the most common way to form a question in French is to reverse. Let us try to highlight some of the words here. Reverse the positions of the subject pronoun and the verb, which is called our inversion. So now we have three important things: reverse, subject and verb. Now let's move further, and don't worry, we will understand the process of inversion with some examples. Now it says when the third person singular end with a vowel, a T is added between the verb and the pronoun. So we will give a T sound, or the T is pronounced. Now let's have a look to understand the concept of inversion better. So here we have some examples. So here we have example number 1. Here we have example number 2. It is 3 and it is 4. So here we have normal statements. Alright, so these are all our sentences, and here we have question using inversion. So our first example is Vous avez des nouvelles? So it is basically a sentence which is saying, do you have some news? So here vous is our subject and here avez is our verb. Now we have to convert these sentences into question, but using the method of inversion. So it becomes Avez-vous des nouvelles? Now it is a question. Do you have some news? So did you remember what we do in the process of inversion? Let's go back to the first definition. So we reverse the position of subject and the verb. The same thing we have done here. We have changed the position of subject and verb. So here it is verb and it is subject, and we have kept the rest of the sentence in the same manner. Now let's have a look on the second example. It says Ils sont en vacances. It means they are on vacations. Again, sujet, verb, and then our rest of the sentence. Here, so we have to convert this into a question, but using the inversion method. So it becomes sont-ils en vacances? Are they on vacations? So verb, subject. Very good. Now we have example number 3. So here it is Il est à Lyon maintenant. So he is in Lyon right now. So Lyon, it is a city in France. So here we have sujet and then verb, subject and verb. Now we have to convert it into using inversion method to form a question. So here Il est à Lyon maintenant. Now it is a question. Is he in Lyon right now? So est-il is our verb. Il is our sujet, subject. Now the last example, very important. So let us try to put a star here because it is very important. But before understanding this example, let's go back to this sentence. It says third person singular, end with a vowel, a T is added between the verb and the pronoun. So let's have a look. Il va bien. It means he is good. or he will be fine. Good. So va, it is singular and it is third person. So it is ending with vowel. It is ending with a. Now, when we have to convert it into inversion form and we have to make it into a question. So we have to add a T between our verb and between our subject. Batilmia. Now it says that if you add T, you have to pronounce the T as well. You have to give the sound of T as well. So here, Vatilbia, Vatilbia. So I am trying to pronounce T as well. I am not saying Vailbia, but I am saying Vatilbia. Now always remember, whenever you are using this method of forming the questions, the inversion method, you have to write this little dash, little tighe. It is important. So you have to add this. Otherwise, your marks will be deducted. Now, let's move further and let us see some other methods to form questions in French. So, before learning some other methods, we have more examples. Vos parents sont-ils toujours en vacances? So, your parents, are they always on vacations? So, could you see sont-ils? So, inversion. So, we are using here the process of inversion. Are your parents still on vacation? Now, here we have again a good example of inversion. Le restaurant est-il bon? Is the restaurant good? So again we have inversion method. Now I am pretty sure that the concept of inversion is clear to you. So let's keep moving further, and we are now jumping to the second process or second method of forming question. The another way of forming question, it is using est-ce. I repeat, it is using est-ce. So let's try to read this sentence. Prefixing est-ce to the subject verb of a sentence will make it into a yes-no question. Before a vowel, it becomes est-ce. Okay, let's try to understand the concept of est-ce. So, examples. Now, let's have some look on examples. So, here, est-ce que vous désirez quelque chose? Now, est-ce que, so let us try to highlight it. Est-ce que. Let's go back to our definition. It says, if we use the formation of est-ce que, it will make into a yes-no question. The definition is correct because it says, est-ce que vous désirez quelque chose? Do you want something? So what we are doing, we are just writing simple sentences and we are just adding est-ce que with our sentences. So what we are doing, we are just adding est-ce que in the beginning of our subject. So this is our overall concept of est-ce que. Now, if here the subject was something else, for example, if here we have used il or for example L. So we have to contract this ke, and this ke could have become this. So this is all about est-ce que. Let me write it down properly. So it will become est-ce qu'il or quel. If our subject is beginning with vowel, but if it is not beginning with vowel, so we will keep this Q-U-E. Now, we have some more examples. Est-ce que tu es seul? So, it is a question. Are you alone? Now, could you see? We have just added est-ce que in front of our sentence, in front of our sujet to make it a yes-no question. Now, another example. Est-ce qu'il a le livre? So, it is a question. Does he have the book? Again, we are asking a question. Does he have a book or does he have the book? So again we are adding est-ce because we are using the formation, the structure of est-ce. Now here we are contracting this QU as QU apostrophe ill because ill is our vowel. Now the another way of asking questions in French, so we will use n'est-ce pas. So n'est-ce pas is also another way of asking questions in French. So let us read this very small sentence. It says, it's only used as a tag questions when we are almost sure the answer is yes. Okay, so this is used in those circumstances or in those ways when you are pretty sure that your answer is absolutely yes. Now, so here we have an amazing example. It says, tu es français, n'est-ce pas? So it is a question. Are you French? Aren't you? Right? So if you are French, obviously you will reply, yes, I am French, or yes, I am Indian. So going back to the definition, you will use n'est-ce pas when you are absolutely sure about your answer. Now, it is very, very important. Most common French interrogative expressions. We have learnt inversion method, we have learnt est-ce method, and we have also learnt n'est-ce pas method. But if you want to use where are you going, when you will come, so at that time you have to learn these interrogative expression. Here we have interrogative expression. So it is, if you want to say how are you doing, or you want to frame a question using how, you will use comment. Now if you want to use, or if you want to write a sentence where you use when are you coming, so at that time you have to use quand. Now if you want to use why this happened, so you have to use pourquoi. Again, if you want to say how many students are there, so you have to use combien. Now next, if you want to say who or whom are you speaking with, so you have to use qui. Now moving further, we have interrogative expressions combined with prepositions. So we will learn some of the questions which use prepositions in French. Now, basic French question words combined with prepositions like from, of, about, to, until, for, and so on to create a more complex interrogative expression. So we use this. Now let's have some look. So jusqu'où. Now jusqu'où means up to where, how far. So this is our interrogative or interrogative expressions combined with prepositions. Jusqu'où, up to where, or d'où, from where. Next, jusqu'à quand. So it is until when. So d'où, from where, jusqu'à quand, until when. Next, the key of, from, about whom. Next, à qui, to whom. Here we have pour qui, for whom, and here we have chez qui, at whose place. Here we have quel, which, what. And again here we have quel, which and what. Don't worry, this quel, it is used with masculine plus singular noun. Let me write it down again. So this is used with masculine plus singular noun. Now quel, this is used with masculine plus plural noun. So the meaning is same, quel. The pronunciation is also same, quel. Means which what. Now, I hope that the concept of forming questions using different forms and some of the interrogative expressions are clear to you. You know how to use inversion, you know how to use est-ce. If you are pretty sure about your answer, you know you have to use n'est-ce pas in a question form. And if you want to use some of the preposition in your question, you know you have to use jusqu'où. And if you want to use where, when, how many, so you know which words or which expressions you must use. So I would say that was all for today and merci beaucoup.